Hello, everyone, and welcome back. It's been far too long. It's been like a month. Um, Welcome to Shadows of the Iron Gods. What I think is technically our anniversary episode. We missed our anniversary by about 2 weeks.
Oh no.
Um,
Oh,
but we have been doing the streams, doing the Pathfinder for a year now, so that's pretty cool.
That's really cool.
So yeah, we're back. We are sans Alexi right now, because Alexi is on a work thing. But I thought we'd do this first session of like the new adventure, because there isn't going to be anything too dangerous happening. I don't think.
oh
She says
dear.
and crosses her fingers.
Nice.
Uh, but yeah, we have a bunch of new characters to introduce this week, and a new adventure to start on. Um, I guess so. Last time we played, everyone died. Um,
Slightly.
it was pretty great for me. I thought it was hilarious. Um,
It was brutal.
it was
It
pretty
was quite brutal.
it was kind of crazy. Everything was kind of stacked against you in that adventure. Hopefully things will be better this time around. The rest of the adventure path is not quite as crazy, I don't think.
Good.
But yeah, so we're starting off book 3 of Iron Gods this week, which is sort of begins the second act of the adventure path as a whole. So the first act, book 1 and 2, is all about sort of learning about the existence of these artificial intelligences, and the cults that are springing up around them. And if you complete book 2 properly and you follow on, there's a nice like lead in to what Act 3 is about. But we're not quite there yet, so we have a few bits and pieces that we're going to be doing with the new party, to sort of blend into where book 3 starts, and sort of merge the storylines back together in a neat way. So why don't we go around everyone that's here and introduce the new characters? You just give you like a visual description, race and class, and then like a brief like description of how they got where they are. So Pete, why don't you start and tell us
Okay.
about Matthew?
So I'm playing Matthew Tajiri. So I'm a kitsune who's a complex mix of multi-classing. So I have points in Unchained Rogue, Exploiter Wizard, and Arcane Trickster is what I'm going to be for the near future with that. So yes, I guess I used to be like pickpocket on the streets of the capital city, who I can never remember the name of.
Starfall is the
Starfall, that's the one.
I have not
And
set up any.
I sort of had mild
currently.
telekinetic ability, which I used to help me in that until I got caught. But rather than being killed, I was recruited into the Technic League by a captain who sort of felt the need to have someone who's capable of doing stealthy stealing jobs with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you were recruited by technically Captain Zernabeth. This may have been around about the time she was actually, maybe slightly before or slightly after she was briefly a commander of the Technic League. So you're probably aware of the fact that she spent a small stint as technically commander before being replaced by Osmin Zydo, who is the current commander.
Is commander like the boss?
Yes, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. So there's
Why do they give up power? That doesn't seem
she was forcibly removed.
okay.
Yeah.
So I like to think I'm quite heavily involved in the politics of the Technic League. That actually I didn't take any ranks in that, which was stupid. But next level,
Well,
I would do
yeah.
it.
Next level, you can grab some diplomacy and shit. So
I've got diplomacy.
yeah, well, that's the main one, really.
I have knowledge, which maybe I should have.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
maybe.
politics is more bluff.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
maybe. It's a little bit of bluffing, a little bit of. Okay, so pickpocket. I'm just gonna write this down so I remember it.
So yeah, I stayed with the
like,
Technic League, and
fire
they
thief.
taught me taught me like cool magic stuff.
Yeah.
So I started I'm mostly wizard these days, or arcane trickster.
Yeah. Man, my internet is being really, really shitty today. So I'm sorry if we're dropping frames or anything on the stream. I don't know I have no idea what's wrong. Okay, and so like interested in politics and stuff, so that's cool. Okay. Jimmy, why don't you tell us about our catfolk?
Yes, so I am indeed playing a catfolk who goes by the name of Malus. Now, Malus is really small, really cute, in the way an evil catfolk can be. Pink, matted grey fur, like a really smooth flowing mane of black hair, but it's all hidden under a cloak. But she cares about this mane of hair. And yeah, she's wearing black and red robes, violet eyes, to give you the image. Then in terms of personality, she's a manipulative swine. Basically, I think she's only age 16, but well, from a very young age, she was interested in learning magic, in gaining knowledge, and yeah, when she discovered that magic could make people do things for her and change the world around her physically, that is when she really got into it and thought the Technic League was a good place to not only learn more, I guess, but manipulate herself up the ranks.
Oh, awesome. Wants to get up the ranks. Cool.
What's your class?
Class is... Oh, yes. Sorry. So, yeah, I am an Arcanist, so a bit of sorcerer and wizard.
Yeah. Cool.
And yes, it's safe to say she's pretty insane.
Great, yeah. Oh, so what's your alignment? Just so I have all these down.
I am chaotic evil.
Chaotic evil. Pete, what was your alignment?
Neutral.
Say that again. I didn't catch it.
Actually, no, like true neutral. Even I'm
true neutral. Okay. Okie dokie. Okay, Philip, why don't you tell us about Rock?
So Rock is tiefling from orcish parents, so he was born into one of the barbarian clans out in the plains. I don't know what the landscape of the land is, and while in the tribes, he served very well in various skirmishes and pit fights and barbarous doings, but heard of the clans uniting to take on the mighty Technic League and wanting bigger and better fights, went in with that, and the Black Sovereign emerged victorious. And Technic League needed to appoint several members of the clans to appease the new Black Sovereign, and so that's how I got into the Technic League as a mighty barbarian blood rager.
Yeah, so you have from your like demonic your demon blood,
Yes.
the ability to use the ability to use magic, and that's why you were like picked out as
also
kind of like
low intelligence.
Yes,
Easily
yeah.
manipulated might be another trait they were looking for.
Yes, absolutely. Dumb as bricks.
Hence the name.
Okay, cool. And we do have a fourth member of our party, but like I said, Alexia is away this week, so we will learn about Eastgarth next time we play. So what I thought we'd do in like this first hour before we like jump into things is just kind of like frame a scene around each character and to get an idea of how they behave, how they act, what things they get up to, and just let you guys like have some narrative authority before we dive into the more structured adventure. So does anyone have like an idea of just the thing that their character would be doing in their downtime, or when they're not on a strict mission? Go here, do this thing.
All right. Well, let's think. So I guess Malus will probably want to stick with any big bad character, such as Rock, who could be used as a bodyguard and just stay close to an extent. And yeah, I guess just read spells and see what's keeping up with what's going on in the Technic League, stuff like that.
Okay, so if you were to sort of frame that around in a if we've got like episode 1 of season 3, we've had the pan shot, like helicopter shot of Starfall, and then we fade down and we fade up on Malice. What is she doing?
Right.
As like the introductory scene.
So I think she's probably in a kind of... So again, so Starfall seems to be very mountainous, so I guess she's kind of in an area where there are others, but there's a large open area. She's trying to like create pits and just see if she can kind of try and sweet talk people into it just for her own amusement. Just go on, I think I've dropped my watch down there. Can someone get it for me, please?
Yeah, so I guess you're out in the sort of a wide street. The people of Starfall are not keen on the Technic League. They have been under the boot for many a generation. And I don't think anyone's gonna play any of your dirty tricks. People are like giving you a wide berth. And I think after a few minutes, a man comes up to you. He's clearly he's a Kelid. Yeah, hang on, I've screwed up all of these cameras. Oh my god, I'm so bad at my job. Oh my god. So yeah, he's a member of one of these like barbarian tribes, who's
okay.
sort of been who have moved into Starfall after the Black Sovereign has taken control, and he comes up to you and pushes your shoulder, like pushes you back, says, "Puny wizard, stop making tricks."
Is this where I can appear in this scene?
Yeah, that's what you wanna.
Yeah.
What you wanna do?
I'd say, "Oh, that hurt, you scoundrel! What are you doing? Get away from me!"
This where I can do a tap on the shoulder into sucker punch into pit.
Yeah, so this guy, you tap him on the shoulder and he turns around and says, "What? Who?"
And into pit.
Who's? Okay, why don't you give me like a combat maneuver check?
30.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, no, you sucker punch him, and he falls over, he falls down into the pit, and starts screaming. It's like, "Puny wizard, can't even defend yourself! Come down here, Grog will smash!"
I look over to you. What do you do?
I did defend myself. I just giggle and say, I guess I have some sort of like foods, like some bread, and just chuck a little at you, just like, good one, Rock, and just walk away and laugh.
Okay, well, so like those pits don't last very long.
Yeah.
Um,
It's
Well-
okay.
Is it long enough for me to jump in and start this pit fight?
yes, yes, it is.
I would like to do. Actually, how wide are these pits?
They're like 10 foot by 10 foot.
That might be important. Alright. I'll jump in anyway.
Okay, so you jump in with Grog, and Grog is not happy to see you. You just sucker punched him into a pit, and he says, "You not real, Khaled. You betray. You work with League."
Then I can do maybe a smile, maybe a smile. Basically, more teeth show.
More teeth.
If he's pointing at me, can I bite his hand off?
He's not really pointing. He's just like gesturing and sort of pushing your chest.
Then I will go closer and try and tear his throat out. Then instead.
Okay, well, I don't think you necessarily need to roll for that. I don't. This guy is just just an unimportant NPC. So yeah, you can tear the shit out of him if that's what you want to do.
Yeah. Start with the biting. Get it in early.
Yeah. So there is a brawl that takes place. Halfway through the brawl, the pit disappears, and suddenly you're brawling in the middle of the street. What is Malice doing as this brawl is happening?
She has found some popcorn and is laughing along.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess after a few minutes, a couple of gearsmen start walking over to the big like robotic guards that patrol the streets, and they sort of like wade in, and in like robotic tones begin saying, "Cease this fighting. Step back. Step back."
Oh, well. Alright, so sorry, where is this robot in relation to the pit?
Well,
and
the pit is
now?
gone. The pit is gone now, and you guys are standing in the street, and these robots are walking towards you.
Alright. Let's say I'll just step towards them and say, "Oh, nothing to do with me. Officers, just it's all good. Nothing to see. I believe this Khaled just stole one of just said something under his breath about Rock, and I think he's just giving him what for. It's nothing really. Don't worry."
The gearsman looks at you and says, "Illegal street fighting is against the law. Step back. Drop your weapons."
It's okay. Rock, come along. We've proven our point here.
Is the other guy still standing?
In the sense that he'll probably stand until he dies. Yes. But he's pretty fucked up.
Can I throw him at the robots?
I think even Rock would know. Don't
Not to do
fuck
that.
with the gearsman.
Yeah. Okay.
Like you and the gear in the eyes of the Technic League, you're like here and the gearsmen are up here.
Okay. That kind of deal.
Yeah.
Alright. So I was just told to leave by Malice, wasn't I?
Hmm.
Yeah.
One more punch and then I'll go.
Yeah, so we get like Rock just socks this guy one last time, dusts himself off. Yeah, okay. So I guess we probably fade down then on the two of you, and fade across to Matthew. So what do we see? What do we see when we see Matthew?
I don't know. So I guess would I be like to be involved in some sort of like? So the way I see him spending most of the time is he's either studying new magic because he's not very good at learning new magic, but he wants to,
Mm-hmm.
or investigating political rivals of his captain, or assassinating political rivals of his captain.
Mm-hmm.
So probably one of those two things.
Yeah, I mean, so we could have you. It's up to you, really. Like, we have like you have narrative authority.
Right, let's go. Let's start with an assassination. That's cool.
Okay, so we the scene fades, and it's sort of it's late evening, and there's so the sun is setting, like the orange light, sort of. It almost makes the city look like it's on fire because there's so much
Okay.
smoke coming up from all of the forges, and the city is bathed in the orange light of the sunset. Yeah, it's got like this eerie, like burning look to it, and we see Matthew. I guess maybe sitting on a roof or something,
Yeah.
on top of a building. So what are you wearing?
So I guess I'm wearing quite a dark. I wish I knew the words. It's like these suits you see Japanese people wearing in sort of Last Samurai type era things. They're
Yeah,
like,
I know what you mean. Yeah, like Japanese style robes.
yeah, but they're more suity than robes. It's sort of a mixture between them.
Okay, yeah.
And I know sort of what era they were a thing, and I think they're cool.
You don't know
but I
what the
can't
name is. Yeah.
remember the name is.
Yeah.
One Hakama and something up here, I guess.
The
I think
people
that's what
wearing
you
it
call like the
constantly.
trousers that are kind of really floofy. Yes, those.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yes, I'm
Yeah.
wearing that.
Okay, and are you
And
in like human form, or are you in fox form, or?
I think I would probably have the fox head thing, so that if I'm seen, people can't pin that to my human identity.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I'm not
Okay.
a human, but I want people to believe I am a human most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Okay, so you're sitting on this roof, and you've been tracking someone. He's not like a captain. He's like a member. But he's been your captain Zernabeth believes that he's been doing some illegal trading of technology behind the scenes. Like he's been members of the Technically you're allowed to own technology, but there's a certain level of the amount of stuff they have to give, like certain cuts to their captains and things like that. So you've been tracking this guy. Maybe for a few days. He's just come back from something off in the Numerian wastes, and has come back to Starfall. So what are you doing right now to sort of is this you're tracking him moving through the streets? Are you at his house and ready to try and break in?
So I think I'm probably tracking him through the streets. Yeah.
Okay.
I have looked over the paperwork he's filed to the Technical League or whatever the equivalent is, and I'm pretty sure he's been doing dodgy dealings.
Yeah, okay. So we the camera moves down then from the roof shot of like behind Michael down on the street, onto a human man who he's got a big like cloak on with the hood up, and we get a shot that's like him pulling the cloak around, and it conceals some kind of I guess like an arc pistol or some other like exotic technological firearm, and he covers it up, and then he begins walking down the street. Yeah. So how does Matthew go about tracking him?
So I guess let's go with it. I'm jumping from the rooftops above him. Like I'm sort of following him on the rooftops because people don't look upwards very often.
Okay. Yeah. Could you give me a stealth check? Ooh, nice. Let me roll. What would this guy's perception be? Probably like a 10.
Oh bloody hell!
Okay. You're far away from him. You've got some distance. So the DC's a little bit higher.
So I'm waiting to sort of see who his buyer is, who he's selling it to.
Okay. So you're tracking him. So you know that tonight is one of the night markets. And
Okay.
the night markets are these secretive black markets that pop up in Starfall for like illegal trading of technology, because legally any technology you own that you're not allowed to have, you have to sell to the Technic League. So if you want to move goods between people, you have to sell them at the night markets, and they never appear the same time or the same place. But you know that this guy's trying to find where this night market is.
Okay.
And so I think he's probably he doesn't see you, but he's cautiously aware that he's being followed.
Okay.
So we get some nice shots of this guy like hurrying through the streets, and of Matthew like jumping across roofs. What happens for you to be able to catch up to him?
I guess he probably reaches his destination is where I'd be going to see where he's going.
Okay, yeah. So he when he turns up at the market is when you're gonna try and jump on him.
Okay, yeah. So I guess ideally what I would think was I would, if I could maybe work out where he's going before the person he's going to realizes that he's there.
Okay, yeah. So you sort of you notice that he's making a beeline for one stand in this market. Yeah.
So this is all open. People would see if he got hit by anything.
Yeah. So the night market is a bunch of pop-up stands, like very like ramshackle market stalls.
Okay.
It's in the center of a small square. There's a well in the center. And a few guards posted, not like technically guards, but but some black market mercenaries.
Okay. In that case, if there's sort of guards and lots of people around, I probably would actually take him out before he actually reached there. Once it was clear that's where he was going.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So I think Yeah, so as he approaches, but before he's in sight of before people in the market can see him.
Yeah, so he's like walking down an alleyway.
Yeah, I think sort of I'd fire some of my gloomblind bolts at him, and without him notice it, before he sort of realizes that he's been under attack, he's just been hit.
Okay, sure. So he gets struck in the back. What does this spell look like?
So I imagine that you get sort of these small sort of hand-sized portals of blackness just appearing in the air. These bolts of shadow and then just shooting out of them.
Okay. So these bolts fly through the air and strike this traitor in the back. The shadow begins to wrap around him and climb up his face and get into his eyes. And he's like screaming and writhing in pain. And yeah, so you've got a moment then before he's able to react to you. What is it you try to do?
Okay. So I guess I go. So I fired 2 of the bolts because I've used the thing. So I guess I'm going to have much impression of whether they're going to take him out or whether I'm going to need something more.
They're not gonna. You're not gonna one shot him with that.
Okay. But I guess he's possibly blinded. then.
Yeah. I'm assuming that you've blinded him.
Okay. In that case, let's go with the rapier. I'm not going to use that very often, I think. But
Yeah.
He's blinded. He's just been done. So yeah, I'll try and coup de grace him with the rapier.
Okay, so you drop down into the street, come up behind him, drive the rapier into his back,
Yeah.
and he
Take the
coughs.
gun.
Yeah. He coughs and sputters. I think there's probably like enough time for him to like regain his sight. He turns and sees you, and I think we get like the shock realization in his face that he's fucked up, and then he collapses down, and dies.
So ideally, I'd firstly want to take the gun and leave the body somewhere where the people coming to and from the market would see it and know technically disapproves of this activity.
Oh yeah, definitely. You can take the gun, and then you might have like a calling card that you leave on the
Yes.
body that's like this guy was killed by the Technic League.
Yeah. Ideally, sort of leave it somewhere where the person who he's going to sell the weapon to might come across it and realize.
Yeah, you can do that. So I imagine this is probably like really fucking like conspicuous. You're standing on the roof behind where this guy's stall is, and you like no one can see you because it's too dark. But you just throw the body into the middle of the market with like this. It's probably like a brand on his face or something of like a cog, branded on his face, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, he's been assassinated! Everyone leave! We can't." They know we're selling shit. Everyone run! And you break up the market for that night. So yeah, you've acquired this weapon, and Zernabeth will be expecting you to bring it back to her.
Yeah, I probably would. I think I've got a reasonably good relationship with my captain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So so we fade then to Matthew walking down a metal corridor, so made of glausite, with a bunch of sort of paneled automatic doors, with sort of plaques next to them saying like whose office it is. and I probably actually have a description of Zernabeth's office.
Does the
somewhere.
Technic League have a god or anything?
Officially no. But members of the Technic League generally will worship Nephis, who's the god of magic, Bry, being the god of technology, and some of the more crazy members worship Xiphus, who's the god of accidental death.
Oh, okay.
They're the ones who are generally, oh no, yeah, no, he died. That was an accident. That definitely wasn't me whatsoever.
Okay.
Here we
Doing
go.
God's work, people.
So we see Matthew walking down this corridor, and you stop and you knock on this door. With a plaque on it. It says Captain Zernabeth. And the door opens, and it's cold. Like as soon as the door opens, we see like Matthew's breath, like frost. And you see sort of a large sort of circular chamber. At one end of it is a sort of reasonably well done up like sleeping area with a nice bed and all of that, and then on the other side of the room is an incredibly cluttered like wizard's lab, and standing in the room, having like called you in, is your captain. Did I load up a picture for her? I did not. Let me go to... I didn't think we'd be meeting Zernabeth quite so soon. Well, actually, I did. I knew we were going to do that. I'm just an idiot. Okay, we'll just put this in here. So yeah, so this is Zernabeth. She is human technically. You know that she's the little you know of her past is that she's a wizard who came from the frozen north, where the frost witches live. She came south to join the Technic League and take advantage of various technological craziness. Her skin is blue because she performed an experiment that inserted plates of some freezing substance under her skin. She has a cybernetic leg and a cybernetic arm that she lost it from an excursion into Silvermount. And yeah, she's pretty cool. Yeah, pun. She has ice skin.
Cool.
I guess it.
Yeah, so you the door opens, and she's working on some probably like an alchemical experiment. She's just mixing some chemicals in some flasks. Says, Matthew, come in. Yes, come.
Come in, I guess.
What did you find?
Pardon? I
What?
can't hear you. You went all empty there.
Yeah, the internet's been a bit crappy. She says, what did you find?
It was as we suspected. They were embezzling the league, and I hand over the gun.
She takes it, says, so much effort for so little reward. don't know why they do it sometimes, and puts the gun on the table.
Well, he won't be doing it again.
Very good. I need you to collect Malice and that Kelid idiot she drags around. I have something I need you to do.
Very well. I'm assuming I know Malice then.
Yeah, you guys,
Okay.
you've worked together under Zernabeth for a while.
Okay.
Um,
I will go and find Malice then.
okay, yeah. So she sends you out. So where is it we find Malice waiting when Matthew arrives?
So I guess Malice isn't. So Zenobeth is currently in some sort of known, like,
Yeah, she's in the
building, I
technically
guess.
like compound.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I guess we're kind of just outside and just. No, I guess I'm kind of talking to Rock in the meantime, just telling very
Talking
self-indulgent
to.
stories. Yeah, talking at. Just telling, just recounting just how great she truly is.
Okay.
And,
So where is this, in like a tavern or like or outside somewhere?
yeah, I think she's just kicking around the street, to be honest. I don't think she'll be. Sorry?
Sorry, it's the internet is playing up, I think.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough. Um, yeah, no. Yeah, I don't think she's very much into the whole tavern scene if she can help it. But
Okay, yeah.
you know, if she needs to go into one, she will go into one. But she will try and get people to fight there.
Yeah. Okay, so so you guys are so Rock and Malice are having a conversation. How does Matthew sort of make themselves known?
So I guess if they're just walking down the streets, I'll just. I don't know, I guess if I know them, I'm not going to do like some stealthy shit.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be like, the boss wants us. Move.
Oh
move.
God, what now? Very well.
Just start marching
I-
as soon as I'm told I need to go.
Yep.
Okay. Nothing complicated then. So I guess the next thing we see then is the three of you in a sort of a meeting room inside the Technically compound. There's a large table with a glass panel in it, which is currently emitting sort of just like a flat blue screen. And Zernabeth has kept you waiting because she always keeps you waiting. And she walks into the room. Well, before she arrives, what are you guys doing? Sort of when she's probably about 10 minutes late at this point.
10 minutes. Okay, so I guess Malus will be like kind of counting down the seconds to the point at which he's due, and then just start knocking for a bit, and then just sit down and grumble for a few minutes.
I
Okay.
probably pulled out a notebook, and I've started going over notes of a spell I am learning.
Okay, sure. And Rock.
Probably so. If Malice is ever distracted enough, probably just looking for the right moment to stroke the mane.
So I
fairy.
think that's the shot then. We see like Rock standing behind Malice at the hand, just about to go up when the door opens. And Zenobeth walks in, says, "Oh, good, you're all here. Fantastic.
Yes, we
I-
are. We've been here for a while, Xanabeth. What gives?
She casts you a cold stare and says, "You're here on my invitation. Remember that."
Yeah, fair enough.
Now, there's been some influx of new technology recently, and she puts the pistol on the table that Matthew found. It's got some interesting designs built into it. We haven't seen them before. Just nothing technical, but maker's marks, that kind of thing. We've seen a few of these devices already, and we think we finally tracked down where they might be coming from. I need the three of you to track down an individual, find out where their site is, and then we'll proceed from there. We've gotten word that a gnome. I should have this again. I should be more prepared, and I should have already got a name for this gnome. Gnome name generator. A gnome named Sinpip. He's an archaeologist of sorts. Sinpip.
Simpip. Oh, cute. Alright.
He's an archaeologist of sorts, likes to delve down into the ruins. Completely unlicensed, though. He's arrived in Starfall a few days ago. We believe he's the person who discovered this new site. I want you to find him, bring him for questioning. If you can't, question him as soon as you find him. And once we know where this site is, we'll decide what to do from there. Last he was seen, he was heading down into the slums, probably looking for somewhere to stay.
Right. Fair enough. Yeah. So what makes these guns like what's different about these guns? Are they just normal technical weapons? Are they
Xanabeth says on a technical level, not much. They seem to behave in the same way as what we found before. What's different is the ID tags, the marks that have been left on them by the creation process. What we believe is that this site may be the location of some kind of forge or new processing.
interesting?
From an out of character perspective, do you mean how many forges are there for these sort of guns? Are there none? Is this
No,
a
like
big-
anyone with sufficient training and access to like technology, like people in the Technic League, are able to make weapons.
Okay.
Like you need access to a lab. But finding sites in the wild, as it were, can prove difficult. And if you have access to that, you can always like move the lab.
Okay.
Sweet. That's pretty cool.
And I'm assuming that producing these guns without the Technic League's approval is a no-no.
Yeah, no, that's definitely illegal.
Okay. Right. So how far to these slums?
I don't remember how big the city is. It's not far.
Okay. Right, reachable within the day, within
Yeah. Like the city isn't so big that it takes multiple days to walk across. That would be ridiculous.
Sure. Alright. Good stuff. Okay. And
Should
we've
we
got
go check
like
them?
ID for some pip and stuff like that. So
Should we go check them out then?
I guess so. Yep. For the Technic League, let's do this.
Yeah.
Thank you, Zernabeth. We shall make our way to see this Simpip character.
Good. Report back to me as soon as you're done.
I'll be bringing him to her. Was that the plan?
If you can.
Okay. Out of interest, if we can't bring him back here, would you prefer him to not be going anywhere?
Yes.
Okay.
If you need to kill him, but get the information first.
Okay. We can do that.
All right.
Okay.
You got it.
So why don't we? It's a little bit early, but why don't we take a break now? And when we come back, we will go into you guys tracking down this gnome archaeologist.
Sounds good.
Sounds brilliant.
Okay, cool. So we will be back in 5 minutes or so, and then we'll carry on with this stuff. So don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back.